Two elderly people living in trailer estates. He was a widower and she was a widow, had known each other for a number of years. One evening, there was a community supper in the big activity center. The two were at the same table, across from one another. As the meal went on, he took a few admiring glances at her and finally gathered the courage to ask her, "Will you marry me?" After about 6 seconds of careful consideration, she answered, "Yes. Yes, I will." The meal ended, and, with a few more pleasant exchanges, they went to their respective places. The next morning, he was troubled. Did she say a yes, or did she say no? He couldn't remember. Try as he might, he just could not recall. Not even a faint memory. With trepidation, he went to the telephone and called her. First, he explained that he didn't remember as well as he used to. Then he reviewed the lovely evening past. As he gained a little more courage, he inquired, "When I asked if you would marry me, did you say a yes, or did you say no?" He was delighted to hear her say, "Why, I said, yes, yes, I will, and I meant it with all my heart." Then she continued, "I am so glad that you called, because I couldn't remember who had asked me." Two police officers saw an old woman staggering out of a local bar, stopping her. They could tell she has had far too much to drink, and instead of taking her to jail, they decided to just drive her home. They loaded her into the police cruiser, and one of the officers gets in the back with the drunk woman. As they drove through the streets, they kept asking the old woman where she lived. All the old lady would say as she stroked the officer's arm was, "You're passionate." They drove a while longer and asked again, but again with the same response as she stroked his arm, "You're passionate." The officers were getting a little upset, so they stopped the car and said to the woman, "Look, we have driven around this city for 2 hours, and you still haven't told us where you live." She replied, "I keep trying to tell you, you're passing it. We put a lot of effort into making you smile, so please subscribe to me for new jokes. Stay happy.